and welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and seasoned fans alike. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Angelica.
And welcome to September and the second part of our BoA deep dive.
Yay! Our beloved BoA to take us into fall.
I truly can't believe it.
But today is not a day for lamenting the world's disasters. Today is a day for celebrating the queen, the one and only, Miss BoA.
Right. So, quick recap. Obviously, you should have listened to the first episode, but I mean, if it's been a week. Kwon BoA debuted at 13 years old in the year 2000. And
SM darling, from baby BoA to beloved BoA, baby no MoA.
No MoA. Yeah, she's a record breaker, a world superstar, the first person to ever go first Korean person to ever go number one in Japan. She's so important.
Key face and figure in the Hallyu wave because, like you just said, she has a huge Japanese discography and career, the first Korean artist to be able to establish a career in Japan. So, as a note that is a little different from our general deep dives, this time we are paying attention to her Japanese releases, and they will be included in the whole timeline, which is something we usually ignore in a typical deep dive, but you can't ignore it when it comes to BoA.
It's very important. So, where we left off last episode, she had just put out an English album that didn't do so hot in the States, but her Japanese fans supported it very well. And so that brings us to February 10th, 2010. Her 7th Japanese album came out, and it was called Identity. All of the singles off of this one were actually released in late 2009, so oops, maybe we should have talked about them last time. But
they came together as the full album. And I feel like that's the easiest way.
Yes, and one of those fun singles from this album is called Bump Bump, featuring Verbal M Flow. The horns in that song are so fun. But I feel like the biggest part of this comeback, or the most interesting thing, is that BoA has a really short haircut.
Yes, she has a really, really short bob in this. And then a little bit later on, it becomes a bit more of an anime mullet. But in this one, it's a cute, choppy bob. I think the guy's name is Verbal, and he's from a group called M-Flow.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, because I Googled it, because I was like, is this Verbal Jint? It is not Verbal Jint. It's a different person. This album, I really like this song. I thought the sax is really good, and the choreo is amazing.
Yes.
But the music video is a little bit... I felt like this was a good example of, we joke a lot about how Yuno and BoA don't have good taste.
Right.
And I think this is a little bit of a good example of just that sort of that cheese, oh, come on, mom, thing that her and Yuno both have. Yes. There's a part at the end that made me really laugh because they're they both, to the beat of the saxophone, mime playing a trombone, which is come on. And also the weird herringbone suit she's
the
wearing
Beetlejuice suit
is crazy, wearing. But it's not striped. It's plaid or checked, or I don't know. It's just a lot of look. But the song is fun, and so is the choreo. But this album was the first of hers to not go to number one. It ended her streak because it debuted at number 2.
Yeah.
So I laughed a little when I read that because I was like, oh no, it broke her streak. It debuted at 2. Okay.
Right.
Still fine. She's fine.
Yeah, so that was February of 2010.
Yes, I read that she also had released a B-side or a second. There's another music video from this album for a song called White Wishes, which is the theme song for a Wii game called Tales of Grace. And she has a grungy look and terrible choppy mullet ? In the music video.
Yeah.
But the song is fine. It's pretty. It's dramatic.
Yeah. So that was fun. And then in August of 2010, she goes back to Korea. And this was a very big This is a big album, and I feel like I have 3 releases from it that I feel like we need to talk about. So before the album came out, on her 10th anniversary, she put out a pre-release single called Game. So I wrote for this one, it's BoA's anniversary. She has a blonde bob and a shit ton of makeup on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really liked her blonde bob. I wrote blonde BoA is cute AF. But there's so many looks in this music video. She has like the 80s Madonna with the like crimpy hair and the jean jacket.
Tied, like,
she's got these like crazy fishnet gloves that have glitter nails on the gloves. Mm-hmm. She has like a risky business, like only in a white button-up look. She looks amazing, but there's so much happening in this music video, and I didn't love the song.
Right, and she just like I felt like she didn't look like herself, at least compared to everything beforehand, because of how much makeup she's wearing and how it is like kind of wild colored, and the eyeliner is so thick, and she's wearing like heels and glitter, and it's like, I don't know. And then the music video is just kind of her like posing around like a giant letter B, and like she's looking like leaning sexy on walls, but she's not like doing any BoA choreography. It's
supposed to be like behind the scenes of a photo shoot, I guess, but it was fine. It's whatever. It was a pre-release.
It was fine. But also an interesting thing that will continue through this promotion is that she's wearing some like leotards over leggings, which will keep happening for the rest of this album. So when the album came out in August, it was called Hurricane Venus with a lead single of the same name. Ooh, how's some 2010 SM music for ya? Electronic supersonic.
The song is very like Lucifer era. And I wrote, oh my God, more men outside of glass boxes, but now Angel BoA vaporizes them.
Yeah.
But most importantly, this music video is what happens when a hurricane goes through SM's costume closet, because this is a fucking mess. And like, I'm sorry to BoA, but whoever put that trucker hat on, that gold brocade trucker hat with her like fancy gold jacket, they should be fired immediately.
Confession, I wrote, wait, I don't hate the baseball
Unacceptable.
cap with the gold thing.
Unacceptable.
I think it's because there's so much other weird shit happening in the video that as I watched it, I was like, is this maybe okay?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. You know what's even worse is that one of her backup dancers is wearing a bucket hat, baseball cap, hybrid hat.
Wow.
It is not a bucket hat. It's not a baseball cap. It's both.
Wow. I'll have to look for that one because I was distracted by the fellow on the left side who in both looks was either completely shirtless or wearing a mesh shirt. And was like, how did he get chosen as the backup dancer who didn't get to have a shirt on?
I also was surprised and shocked and distracted by the guy in mesh. And then at a certain point said out loud, oh, there's 2 guys in mesh. There's so much happening in this music video. And again, I didn't love the song.
Is this the one where, I can't remember, but there's another video, if this isn't it, I apologize, where she's definitely wearing the glitter hoodie from the Girls' Generation Genie video?
That's a different one.
Or Run Devil Run video,
That's a different one, but yes, I noted
SM
that
Closet.
too. Yeah, SM Closet for sure.
But her point is that Hurricane Venus, the whole album, went to number 1.
Actually, maybe that is this music video. I don't remember.
I don't remember. But this album went to number 1. So she got her number 1 in 2010 in Korea if she didn't get it in Japan. But then they repackaged this album in September, and the repackage is called Copy and Paste, which I wrote is arguably the coolest or and most palatable of the songs. choreo to this one has a good rain hip song, hip snap kind of move in the chorus that I really like.
I loved the choreo to this song, and I agree. I think it's like the best of the three. I really like the sample at the beginning. There's of the
I
like
tried
woman.
so hard to find out what it was. I was typing the exact quote in, and it was only bringing up lyrics to the BoA song. But yeah, it's like a whole thing where this woman's like,
"This is for the men who think they're irreplaceable," and the song is called "Copy and Paste," and
she's
it's
like,
just like,
"I will Control
so
C,
funny.
Control V, the man of my dreams," and then she like laughs really evilly, and I was like, "What is this from?"
I don't know, but it's great, and I loved it. I also counted because at the very beginning there's a close up of her ear. She has 8 piercings in one ear, so it is a thing.
Told y'all.
Holes in ears.
I told you.
This by the end of this repackage, whatever, her whole album, she has 4 credits for lyrical content. She wrote the lyrics for 4 of these songs, and 2 of those songs she also composed. The songs "Let Me" and "Ordinary Day."
Wonderful. So then in 2011, I noted that is when they filmed Make Your Move, starring Derek Huff. We did a whole episode where we watched and recapped this film. It's back in the 40s somewhere, I think. So go listen to it if you didn't. It was fun.
I think it's called AMAK Book Club.
Movie Club. Make Your Move. The movie itself didn't come out until 2013 and 2014, respectively, in different countries, but they filmed it way back in 2011. Yeah. The other interesting thing I had for 2011, unless you have any tours or anything noted.
I have a couple of things for 2011, but they all happened in December.
Okay. That's what the only thing I have in December is that that was the first season of the reality show Kpop Star premiered, and they had JYP and YG as judges, and the third judge was supposed to be Lee Soo-man, and he sent BoA in his stead. So it was BoA and the other 2 big 3 CEOs, and they were the judges for the first season of Kpop Star.
And I also read that she sang the theme song for that show as well. The other 2 things I have for December are Japanese anniversary things, because 2011 is the 10th anniversary of her Japanese debut. So she did release a single called Milestone, which was actually her first DVD single. It came out on December 7th, and it came with a 30 minutes of video footage, including the music video, making of, interviews, short documentary, etc. And then she did a 10th anniversary concert in Japan on December 10th and 11th.
Beautiful. So July 22nd, 2012, BoA releases her 7th Korean album called Only One, and the single is also called Only One. So legendary, we've referred to this many times. This is the partner dance that is done in SM Town.
Every SM boy worth his salt knows this dance and has performed it with BoA. You can probably just type in BoA Only One and you will find like 10 different boys who have done this with her at a different point in time.
And it's the best. It's such a good dance, and it's such a good song. And you know why it's such a good song? Because it was written and produced by BoA all by herself.
Yes.
And it's her most successful song. How about that?
Yes, it's her first self-composed title track, and she also wrote the lyrics for a B-side, B-side for this, or was this the repack? The Shadow?
I think I have it listed as a B-side.
Wonderful.
This song slaps is my first note for The Shadow.
Yeah, great music video, sexy. BoA is a woman now.
Cleavage and see-through pants.
Yeah. And like kind of femme backup dancers, even though they're men. Like I feel like she always sticks. She does use female backup dancers every once in a while, but she mostly sticks to male backup dancers. And when she became like a little bit more womanly and her choreography did, so did theirs, which I appreciate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I was gonna say this album was an all kill on the charts. It did super well. K-pop Billboard peaked at number 2, and it stayed in the top 3 for 4 weeks. So it was very, very popular for Miss BoA.
Yes, beautiful. So then in January of 2013, BoA put out a single called Disturbance.
She premiered this single at her first Korean concert, which had 2 dates in January, the 26th and the 27th, and then the song was officially released on the 28th.
Yes, first Korean concert. As we noted last time, she was only touring in Japan.
Yes, and she performed at the Seoul Olympic Hall. It was sold out it sold out very quickly, so they added a day. It was originally just supposed to be the 1 day, and then they later added a few dates in May in different cities, including Taiwan.
Yes, so Disturbance, we are going to make that the video we watch at the end, because next to Only One, which we already watched when we got BoA in the random game 2 years ago, and rules state that we must find a new video. Yeah. So the next most watched is for Disturbance. Taemin's in it, and it's apparently Choose Your Adventure, so stay tuned.
Yes. And fun fact, the music video was directed by BoA's brother, who didn't make it into SM.
The classical pianist BoA's brother.
Back around.
Good. I'm glad he got his chance. So the next thing I had is that in September 2013, BoA made her K-drama debut in a 2-episode mini drama called Waiting for Love. The only synopsis I could find for this drama on the internet was, quote, a love story between young men and women. So I have absolutely no idea what happens in this drama.
Great.
Could be anything.
Got it. One of those old chestnuts.
Yes, of course. And then the next thing I had isn't until 2014.
Yes, me too. I have March 2014.
Yeah. In March 2014, SM appointed BoA and Kangta, our Tears of Blood HOT boy, as de facto creative directors at SM Entertainment.
Yes, and specifically, BoA stated that she was put in charge of the mental care of artists who debut at a young age. So she said, she talked a little bit, I don't remember what episode, I can't remember the name of the variety or reality show she went on when she talked about this, but she talked a little bit about how, like, basically she just, like, checks. She's, like, a little mentor, so she just, like, checks in and, like, she's like, I just listen to them. Like, they just need to be listened to and taken care of. Like, I'm just there for them.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. That's all very nice. But yeah, it's mostly just a nice fluffy title that basically means that her and Kangta make profits off of everybody now.
Yeah, it cuts them in on the shares, which she already was $1 million shareholder, and so she's just getting a larger stake in the pie.
Yeah, and she should, because she kept that place running.
She built that
she should get
building.
Some NCT money. She deserves it.
Oh my God, those NCTs should pay her everything.
So then in September of 2014, she put out her 8th Japanese album that's called Who's Back? And this was another one of those times where it was a compilation album of like every Japanese release since 2010. A lot of them were commercial songs, or like we talked about all the theme songs she sang. The only thing new on this album was a track called First Time. Yeah, the music video for that one is just like BoA recording the album in the studio, so there's no like choreo to it or anything. But this was, you got an 8th Japanese album.
Yeah, and it included a Japanese version of Disturbance, which was retitled Baby You ...
Oh.
And it is written and composed by BoA herself, so I'm assuming that means Disturbance was as well, although I didn't see that under Disturbance. Anyway, this album was followed by a short tour in Japan, 4 cities, 5 dates between September 6th and September 23rd. And then the last thing I have for 2014 is that she starred in a film called Big Match, which came out on November 27th. And it's like an action crime thriller. Like, I read the synopsis of it and it sounded pretty nuts, but I think she plays a criminal in it because there's like the main character is like a wrestler who gets like framed for murder, or like he's the prime suspect of something. And so in order to like some like criminal mastermind like reaches out to him and is like, I can clear your name if you do these things. And then like BoA is the person who's like, I'll help. Like if you listen to BoA,
crew.
And the criminal mastermind is like, listen to BoA and she'll help you find the like whatever. So BoA like takes him through whatever the criminal mastermind has to make him do. I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, she got a lot of critical acclaim for it.
Well, good for her. The next thing I have is May 2015.
Yes.
May 4th, 2015, 8th Korean album. It is called Kiss My Lips, and we'll get to Kiss My Lips in a second. But first, I want to talk about the pre-release track, which was called Who Are You and featured Gecko from Dynamic Tour.
About this song in our CF episode because it's definitely an SM Line app commercial. Mm-hmm. It stars not BoA, but also because I'd seen this music video before.
I
was not sure why
that I talked about it at some point because I think we referenced it in the music video episode when we were talking about tropes because BoA is on TV in the video and she's not like in the video, she's like on the TV, but the video stars Sehun and like another actress.
Yeah, well, it stars the actress and then Sehun is like the
dream boy at the end or whatever. Yeah. But this was the more successful track on the album. And I just wanted to point that out because it's also really good.
But it's a travesty that it was most successful because Kiss My Lips is a good song.
And let's take a listen to that. Ooh, so sexy.
The music video,
it's beautiful. So beautiful.
Glamorous, stunning, amazing. The choreo is
big,
so good.
The backup dancers have giant blue feather fans, like a Vegas review, and BoA's in this like gorgeous silver little dress and these boots. And then there's another scene where she's just like alone in a white like digipedi room, but she has this like blue gown on and her hair is so like long and wavy and she just looks like fucking glamorous.
And this is the first fully self-produced and self-written album. So all of the songs on this album came from BoA herself, which means Kiss My Lips, which is a beautiful, amazing song, is straight from BoA herself. And this is going to be a trend and a pattern. But if BoA wrote a song, you can probably guarantee that it's good.
Yeah.
I like all of the ones that she wrote herself.
Absolutely agree. But I found out this weekend that BoA said that writing this album took a full year, and when she finished it, she never wanted to write a song ever again.
Luckily for us, she did.
She did, but it took a lot out of her. And
I just want to say that the lower register of this song is what makes me love it the most. I think it like hits her voice in such a good way. Like it just has that like medium, like meaty range of hers. So good. This song is so good. And this is not my official recommendation, but I highly recommend that everybody watch the 2015 Music Bank performance in which she does Fox and Kiss My Lips. Because Fox is a B-side off of this album, and it's also very good.
It is also good. And a note on Fox, if you are a superstar SM player and you need to beat somebody in the daily ranking or whatever, Fox is BoA's... Is Cookie making sounds?
She's locked in here.
Oh.
Deal with it,
Kat. Fox is the song in BoA's catalog on Superstar that has the most possible points. So if you're like me and you have a bunch of S-level BoAs and you need 8 million points really quick so that you can beat someone else, play Fox because it's your best chance at getting the highest score.
And before you play it, watch the Music Bank performance so that you know what it sounds like.
Right, exactly.
This album was followed by a 2015 special live performance called Nowness, and it was her first tour that included both Korean and Japanese dates. She had only 3 dates for this one, in August and then later in December, 2 in Seoul and 1 in Tokyo, and it was her 15th anniversary concert because this was her whole 15th anniversary album. In Korea, both of the performances in Seoul were at the Sejong Center for Performing Arts, for which she was the first female solo K-pop idol to ever perform there and one of the only pop stars to ever perform there because they don't usually open the venue for pop performances. It's more like classical.
Yeah, if it's named
art.
after King Sejong, then it must be very important. Wow. Good for you, BoA.
Yeah.
In June 2016, BoA put out an SM station with Bean Zeno, and we've definitely talked about this on the show before. I don't remember why, but it's called No Matter What. No matter what we do. Yeah, that one has a very fun, cute, animated music video.
And it's perfect 2016 summer SM.
Absolutely.
Which was like, that summer we had Jong's album, we had
Taeyeon's album,
and Luna's
Luna
album,
and Tiffany.
and this one. Yeah, those 4 albums, they're like such an iconic summer for me.
Yeah.
And this fits in perfectly with all of those. So just very good. Very good song.
This song did reach number 3 on Daily Chart, and it had 200,000 plus downloads because it was just an SM station, no physical albums to buy, but people did download it.
Yes. She also, in 2016, the only other thing I have for this year is that in October, she released a second SM station track, which was a feature, Beat Burger featuring BoA on Music is Wonderful.
That BoA composed this track, but she's not in the music video. The music video is just kind of like a compilation of like buskers and dancers and like people who are, getting ready to do their wonderful music because music is so wonderful.
Yeah, I wrote electro cheese because that's all this is.
Yeah, and the music video is really short. I don't know if the actual song is longer, but it's only like 2 minutes. The other thing that BoA did in October of 2016 is there was a drama called My Wife is Having an Affair This Week that starred Song Ji-ho from Running Man. And it's about a guy who thinks that his wife is cheating on him, so he like turns to the internet like for advice. BoA is like 7th credited in it. I didn't watch this drama, so I don't know like where she's like if she's like an antagonist or a friend or like what. But it is available on Viki still, so if you want to watch that, My Wife is Having an Affair This Week. But then in April 2017, BoA started hosting Broduce, the second season of Produce 101 with the boys. BoA was the host and theme song singer and etc. master of ceremonies for Broduce. Then April 28, 2017. SM station again. This one is called Spring Rain, and I cannot stress enough how much I love this So Spring Rain is the best, and I noted that it sold 30,000 copies, which is not enough. That's what I wrote, because I love Spring Rain. But again, this is the 3rd music video in a row that doesn't have BoA in it. It's just got B-roll of like people walking around.
Yeah, I wrote MV stars white people, ? NYC hipster couple. Produced by Kenzie. Those are the only notes I have for Spring Rain.
But it's a really good song, is the point.
Yes. And shortly after this, she did a quick little, like, another live concert tour. It's weird to call her concert appearances tours because they're all really short. Like almost none of them have more than 4 or 5 dates.
Right.
But anyway, they're called tours, I suppose. So this one was called the Billboard Live, and she had 4 dates in Japan in May, between May 11th and May 17th.
And then as soon as she was done with that, back to Korea for another fun single. And this one is called Camo.
I mentioned it in the first episode because this was the single of BoA's that made me pay attention to BoA. Which in my defense, this sadly, like, Kiss My Lips didn't do super well. Well, it debuted at number 6. I was just like looking through the albums like since I started listening to K-pop to be like, what was my excuse for not paying attention to BoA before? And my only excuse is that Kiss My Lips debuted at number 6 because people have no taste.
Yes. And Camo only went to 54 because people have no taste.
Unacceptable.
So unacceptable. One of the notes I wrote is BoA says, yeah, I'm 30. What do you want to do? Fight about it?
I wrote, the mama performance is chef's kiss, men equal props.
Yeah, I wrote to watch the SM Town performance of Camo to see the glory of the choreo.
Or the mama performance, if only because it has better outfits.
Okay, I'll accept that note. Yeah, the music video is really trippy and gorgeous. It's like the first time SM spent any money on one of her videos in a couple of years. Yeah, it's got cool like CGI, and she's wearing incredible like jumpsuits with this like slick ponytail, and she looks so great.
Yeah, it's really good.
She looks so great. Yeah, Camo is the shit, and people should have appreciated it more. Next thing I have is in January of 2018 was the premiere of the TV show Keyword BoA. This is a show where BoA's biggest fan, Kim Ki-boom from SHINee, set out to show the world the real BoA and document her upcoming comeback, like as a quote unquote successful fan, as somebody who has like been her fan forever and has like, and know like he's succeeded as a fan because he knows her and he gets to like,
the term successful fan is like part of our K-pop slang. I feel like it's in the K-pop lexicon as like when any successful fan is someone who succeeds in befriending the person you're a very big fan of. And it's really fun to see like idols who become successful fans of like other idols that they were fans of, such as Key.
Yeah, so this show was filmed in late 2017. It has 22 episodes. They're all about 4 to 7 minutes apiece. I'm 14 episodes into it now. I watched those first 14 in one sitting because it's very easy to do. But I wish that I had started it before we did the first episode, but I was saving it because I was like, oh, it's late, BoA. I should save it for the second half.
But it's a retrospective.
But she said so many things that I wish I had known. Like in her 2005 Japanese concert, she dislocated her hip. She tripped on her way out the stage. She tripped on the curtain and pulled her hip out of the socket. The song was playing and she was on the ground screaming, and someone just whacked her hip back in, and then she had to do the whole rest of the concert. Isn't that bananas?
My jaw is dropped and my mouth is covered because I'm horrified by every single second of that.
Because her and Key were talking about Key likes to go skiing and stuff, and she's like, oh, I don't do any sports but golf because I'm terrified of getting hurt.
Fair.
And he was like, oh, I guess I'd never thought about that. But like she tells so many great stories, and in the first episode, they're like, Key sits in on an SM meeting and they go over the potential tracks for the next album, and you get to hear the like English like demo versions and like hear everybody discuss it. And one of the things that BoA says that surprises Key as a fan and kind of surprised me as a fan is that she pretty much begs the people that whatever the choreo for the lead single is that it needs to be simple and cute and fun like Red Flavor, because she always has to do complicated dances and it's not fair and no one remembers them and she doesn't remember them, and why doesn't she get to do simple dances?
Wow.
And she was like, I hear this thing all the time. I hear people say it like, give it to BoA. BoA can do it. And she's like, but I like, why do I have to do like it's she very much like stands up for herself. And Key is like very surprised because he's like, I always thought that she was doing the hardest and the most because that's what she wanted, but that's what people expect out of her. And they know she's capable of it, but they never gave her a chance to like do anything else. And previous to this, like in the months before, BoA had done the red flavor dance at the SM Halloween party, and it went slightly viral because people didn't know that BoA could do
like
cute red velvet dances. And so like that's what she really wanted. Anyway, it's a really nice show. So far in it, they've just gone to a meeting, had like wine and pasta, taken a road trip, and then they've eaten again. And they just like have conversations. And she talks about all that she's like learned and how she's like kind of taught herself to be like a kind of shut off person because like anything she gives to the public will be like misconstrued. And Key's like, isn't that burdensome? And she's like, it's just the way that my life has been for 20 years. And it's just very, very interesting because they have like different perspectives on things.
But they're both very candid people. So it's interesting to pair them together. I loved watching them in that Happy Together where they had like the whole little like SM round table or whatever.
Right.
And that I think was after all of this. So they already had their bond, which is so cute. They're really good friends. BoA went and visited him in the military like a while ago.
But it's sweet really because at the beginning of it, like at the beginning of this Keyword BoA thing, they like aren't friends. And he is like, he tells her straight up in the car in the first episode, like, I avoided you on purpose because I don't ever want to burden you with my weird fandom. Like, if somebody told me, like, oh, I became a singer because of you, and he's like, I don't want them to be burdened by the fact that I'm just a real person that, like, eats and whatever. So, like, I didn't want to do that to you. But then they like get very close over filming this show, and they're like good because she says at the beginning of one of those episodes that the only person she is close to at SM is Yuno. She says that very matter-of-factly. But anyway, it's really good. I can't wait to finish it this weekend. Highly, highly recommend Keyword BoA. It's on V Live. It's fully subbed. 22 little bitty episodes. It'll take you an afternoon, but it was great.
Awesome. And that came out in January of 2018.
Yes.
At the end of January 2018 is when she put out her pre-release single for her later released EP. And the single was called Nega Dola.
I love that song so much. It's really good, and questionable cultural appropriative hairstyles in the music video aside, amazing looks in the music video. My favorite is the one where she's in the little cropped sweater in the gun range and her hair's like, oh my God.
Yes. I love the, oh no, wait, that's a little later. Great looks aside from poor hair choices. The song is catchy as fuck. The choreo is still complicated, so I like thought it was funny that she said
I guess she didn't get her way.
But it is cuter. Right. Like it's cute and fun and like cheeky in that way. But I would also say that like Red Velvet choreography is not simple either. Right. It just has like that point move in Red Flavor that people could do. And I think Nega Dola does have like the point move of her little and that, like head wobble.
Little
and
the little is so fun.
Yeah. I loved this song. Once we get to the EP, I like can't undersell how much I was into this comeback.
BoA was so excited, at least in the Keyword BoA meeting. She was very excited to put this one out because she said that she felt like she had never done real hip hop before. And that like fair. This felt like an attempt at like a different kind of hip hop she'd never done before. And she was excited because there's an Aish in the and she was like I don't know if I can believably curse, and she was like so excited to like get.
But she does believably curse. That's my favorite part of the whole song. But right before this EP came out, literally the week before it came out, she put out her 9th Japanese album, which you wrote down the translation.
Yes, the translation of it is "Am I Okay Like This?" And the single is really something, and it's called Jazz Club.
Oh, that is not the single I watched.
So that was actually the pre-release for this one. It came out in December the year before. But I wanted to point it out because the music video is a really good time. It like starts with BoA getting she's in New York and she gets out of a cab and she gets a FaceTime call and she's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And the boy on the other end is like, "I just wanted to let you know that I got married and I'm really, really happy." And she's like, "I gotta go." And she hangs up the phone and gets in the cab and she goes, "Take me anywhere fun." And then the cab driver takes her to this jazz club where she has like these very diverse dancers and they do this really complicated, amazing dance. And it's like all in like one shot and it involves the camera and she looks so cute. And according to the little behind the scenes thing I watched on YouTube, she learned that choreography in 3 hours the day before because she didn't have enough time in New York.
Of course she did.
So she's just a friggin' professional.
With a photogenic memory for choreography. That is significantly more fun than the single that I watched, which was the same title as the album. It's a very long Japanese title, and it's a 5-minute music video of a very long ballad.
Okay.
So
Jazz Club was probably more fun.
Yes.
But this was interesting because this is her 9th Japanese album, and it debuted at 13, which was like her worst performing ever, and it quickly fell to 50.
Yeah, unfortunately. But she did the album did include another song she wrote and composed, which was called Fly. And weirdly enough, that song was actually released all the way back in December of 2014. And it wasn't included until this album. I don't know why. But whatever.
So a week later, February 20th, back to Korea for her first EP. The first time we've ever had an EP. We said last episode that BoA only makes full albums. Well, it took her 18 years, but she finally put an EP out.
And let me tell you, it's perfect from start to finish.
And it's called One Shot, Two Shot.
This EP is so good, you guys. It's so good.
I wrote a masterpiece in all caps.
I wrote, so into this comeback, mature, fresh, critics loved, which they did. The EP itself peaked at number 6 on the Gaon chart and number 7 on the Billboard World. It has 2 lyric credits for BoA for the title track and also for a track called Recollection. But this music video is beautiful. There's like incredible rompers in it. Males are props. There's like the subway bit of the music video is like so strange and amazing. And that ending part of the choreo where she goes down the line of the dancers and like does a little thing with each one is so good. It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
The glitter rainbow romper.
The rainbow romper when she has that big perm wig on is
beautiful.
The best.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And I wrote, maybe controversial.
No, it's facts.
Everything, Chungha owes everything to this comeback.
Yes.
Everything about Chungha can be traced back to this specific thing.
This specific comeback, and I would also argue the following Korean comeback as well, which came right after this music video, etc. EP came out. She went on a very quick, again, little Japanese tour in March and April. She had 7 dates. It was called Unchained. And it was between March 15th and April 4th.
Great. Then in October of 2018, on the 24th, she put out her 9th Korean album entitled Woman with a single of the same name.
Feels good to be a
woman.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Big up the low, 있는 그대로 빛나 충분히 아름다워 to be a
woman.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stylish해 모던 한 그림 속에 담음을 즐기는 나 진정한
We definitely talked about that song when it came out because it's so fucking good. The choreography is bananas, and she starts out every stage literally being held upside down with only her abs and her males as props for like a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy how
super
good
crazy.
Woman is.
It's so good. I think my favorite look in the music video, of which there are many. The blonde wig and leopard coat is really something, but the one where she has the tilted big fedora and that like see-through little toppy thing with like oh my god, she just looks so amazing.
There's great hats in this. There's incredible rompers. I would say Chang'a owes a lot to this comeback as well, for sure, aesthetically.
The album Woman went to number 6, and the song didn't chart because, again, people don't have any taste.
That's a goddamn travesty. Like, I truly, truly can't believe.
I can't either.
I can't believe it. The album itself, the album itself has 6 lyric credits for BoA. 4 of those songs she also composed. She wrote the lyrics for Woman and for Encounter, and then she wrote and composed Irreversible, Little More, If, and No Limit. And this album is good from start to finish. There are no skips on this for me. It's very, very good. The last thing I have for her in 2018 is that she did a short little tour again. It was called Live Christmas in Japan because she had 2 shows from December 20th to the 21st where she debuted a single called Amor that was later released on December 20th. December 20th, the music video came out. December 26th, the single was released.
Oh, this one is saucy.
Yes, saucy, a little Latin inspired, a lot of hips.
More beautiful big hats.
Yes, a lot of very pretty looks in the music video as well. And then she finished out her 2018 with 2 shows. They renamed it Live in Seoul for 2 shows in Korea on December 29th and December 30th.
The next thing I have, we're catching up here. June 4th, 2019, BoA puts out another Korean single called Feedback. We complained a lot about this comeback at the time. If you were with us, you'll remember. But
this is a great example of BoA having bad taste.
Mm-hmm. And it's like her cheapest music video since the old days. They've reused the set from Shiny Countless and the set from TVXQ's Love Line music video.
Yeah.
And just like combined them.
And painted them a different color. I will say that like on re-listen, the song was not as like egregious as I remembered it being.
Right.
The styling is still really bad in it, but the song is not as bad. I feel like the most egregious part about this song is that it's just meh.
Yeah.
And BoA is so much better than meh.
Right.
And her last 2 releases, One
so
Shot
good.
and Woman, were so incredible that it's like to come out with this like super bland song was just really disappointing. And just about a week after this, she also collaborated with her dear love, on his True Colors solo. They have a song together called Swing.
Swing my way. 널 capture해. 빨리 널 capture해. capture해. 지금 이 순간 아찔하게 다가와도 아무도 모르게.
Then between September and October, she went on a mood tour. This was, again, a tour that had dates in both Japan and Seoul, 6 in Japan and 2 in Seoul. And she did release a Japanese single in October 23rd called Wishing Well. And it was just a single, and there's no music video for it. So I don't know, like, I guess it was just released as like just the song. I don't really know. But it's not a ballad because it's not sad, but it's one of those like stand and sing
like
songs. It kind of seems like a little bit of like fan service, but I didn't look up the lyrics, so I don't know what it's about.
Fair enough. And then the last musical release that we have to talk about, December of last year, 2019, on the 11th, BoA put out a second EP that is called Starry Night. This single is called Starry Night and features our boy Crush.
Starry night 아름다운 이 밤 끝에 우리를 밝혀주는 별빛
This album went to number 6 and sold about 8,000 copies. An early recommendation for this album because I've been listening to it on my 2020 playlists because it came out so late last year that I didn't. Anything that comes out in December, I'm sorry, I just can't count it for that year. It's too far gone. But I've discovered that like this album is generally more chill. Like it doesn't really have any like dance songs on it. It's like moodier. And I think if you take this album and put it on a shuffle playlist with Changmin's album Chocolate and Yuno's album City Lights, it makes a very nice playlist. These like first gen SM kids, like whatever, they all have similar vibes. And I think those albums all go together nicely.
Yeah. I also think the three of them have very similar character to their voices where they're not necessarily, I mean, I don't want to say Changmin is a bad singer because he's not a bad singer. None of them are bad singers, and like he has the craziest range. But they're not like traditionally good singers in the sense that the tone of their voice is not very round. So it's just interesting. Like their voices do go together.
But yeah, if you make them into a playlist, it works pretty nicely.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's her most recent musical release, and the last note I have of what BoA is up to is in May of this year, 2020, she joined The Voice Korea as one of the judge mentor turn around in the chair people.
Amazing. And she's just, keep quarantining, keeping herself safe. The last note I had was just about the Starry Night, that she has 3 lyric credits. She wrote the lyrics for 2 and composed 1, including the title, which she wrote with Crush.
I believe it. It's a real, I love Crush's songwriting because Crush is a person who understands exactly what his voice is and he writes perfectly for it, and I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, and like I said, when BoA pens a track, it's usually a good one.
Yeah, totally. Just last night, BoA teased something on her Instagram called BoA 2020. I think it has 4 20s. I think it might be a documentary. Maybe it will be an album. Maybe it will be both because like all she teased was like a title page. But like he noted at the beginning of Keyword BoA is the reason he wanted to make that show is she had not done any kind of documentary thing since she was like 15. So he was like, the fans got to see you, BoA. So I hope that they are working on some kind of like retrospective. I hope it's an album. I think that would be awesome.
That would be really cool. I mean, it would be wild if, like, for her 20th anniversary, she didn't do anything. Right? I mean, they did things for her. Sure. But she should do something, too. Come on.
Absolutely. So that catches us up, and BoA is still thriving, and she's going to continue to, and I just think that she's great, and she deserves her legendary status for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, I hope that she keeps getting to make the music that she wants to make. And I hope that she stays healthy and can dance for a really long time because I know that that makes her so happy and that she never wants to like give up the stage. So I hope that that she doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, BoA. Well, it was really, really fun to do this retrospective and learn all about her. I've been bumping to some of the stuff from the last chunk and reappreciating all of the newer releases that I loved the first time around. So it's been nice to celebrate you, BoA. And with that, we'll be right back to watch, what was it called again? Disturbance. Ooh.
We're going to have to watch both.
Both
it's a choose your own adventure. We got to watch them both.
So exciting. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and it's time to find out what's the deal with this Choose Your Own Adventure BoA music video.
Yes, I'm very excited. It stars Taemin, which upon first realization, I was like, but he's so much younger than her. Like, how can he be her love interest? And I do still think it's weird. I don't like it, but it is what it is, and we're definitely going to watch both of these endings. So stay tuned.
All right.
Here comes the first ending.
BoA Disturbance. All right, Taemin in a very fluffy
he looks
sweater.
So pretty though.
He does. 2013. What era is this? His hair looks like that.
I don't know. Dream Girl.
Yeah, but
yeah.
It's a Why So Serious time probably. About then. Oh wow, that's very comfy sweater. Okay, he looks really distraught. No.
Like put his coat on just to take it off.
Hourglass. Oh, maybe he was gonna leave, but he's scared.
Oh, maybe.
This BoA seems like a ghost,
Yeah, right. She just appeared.
and he doesn't seem to want to see
his
her.
little floopy.
I know his hair hasn't looked like this in a really long time.
He honestly
He's been
looks
bowling for such a long
he really
time.
has. Or like weird pressure number bangs. But he looks a lot like Suho in this video. Couple rings.
Yeah, see, I feel like she's a ghost.
She does seem like she's haunting him.
Can't touch it.
Aww.
The part of the music video where the couple is happy and they laugh on the couch. She's gotta be 10 years
I was
older than him,
literally
right?
gonna say the exact same thing. Like he's gotta be 10 years younger
What
than her.
year was he
I'm
born?
gonna look. I gotta look it up. I can't look it up.
How old is
Not on my
Timmy?
phone. I don't know, but I need it to be Googled. This is one of those old school music videos that has the built-in ads.
Oh my god, for the
For
music app.
Genie.
Tameen is 93 and BoA is 86, so not 10 years.
Not 10 years, but almost. 7. Still quite a difference.
I think 7.
Oh, he's
oh,
crying. Oh no.
No!
No! No! No! What's happening? What? Oh, he's so
Oh,
upset.
Tameen, I love you. But I don't know if you can pull off this acting
He
range.
can't. He's really not very good at it.
I'm also really noticing in this video particularly that grown-up Luna looks a lot like BoA. Like the face that Luna has now that we always argue about whether or not it's real.
Yeah.
They're being so
They're
cute, and
so
I want
cuddly
to believe
and
it,
it's
but
but I don't. Where's
that
Yuno?
Cruella de Vil coat is pretty nuts.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
just like
don't
crying
cry.
so much. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
he's
God.
like sobbing. Did she die?
I feel like she had to have, and
There's
he's
no other
regretful, and
excuse.
she's a ghost.
Wow, that's
Back hugs with no
actually
arms,
really cute.
just to lean.
Yeah, a back lead.
Is that why this has so many views? Because people were just freaking out about
It has
this,
15
probably.
million. It
Oh,
is
the
quite a
time thing
lot.
is almost up. Oh, we get to
Ooh,
pick.
Ooh, should we? Okay, well, first, should we let time go by or should we go back to the past? Oh, wait, it doesn't let me.
Oh, is it not let you choose anymore? Is the choose your own adventure part? Oh, wait. For PC, you can choose.
For mobile.
Go. Oh, there's
Oh,
a separate
okay,
link.
okay.
'cause it
So
doesn't work
first we'll
anymore.
do go back to the past. Oh, it's
Okay.
not. I was like, wait, is this the whole fucking thing again?
No, it's just
Oh,
one
okay.
of-
So he
okay,
turns
so he turns
turns
it.
the hourglass. We're going back in time.
So, I'm guessing that means that maybe
He has to fix it somehow, right?
yeah. But I'm still not sure if she's dead or if he was just a bad boyfriend because of that part when he hit the wall.
Yeah. Also from the side, like the amount that he looks like Suho is shocking.
Suho looks like everyone. I've
It's
said this
true.
before that Suho has
He
like
just
the
has one
most
of those
like face
faces.
that looks like everyone's face.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to the bridge and say, "I'm sorry." Oh, he's so handsome.
He is very pretty.
Oh, she thinks. Oh, you. No, please don't kiss.
You would. Oh, please no. Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, so if he goes back to the past, then she's like happy to see him.
Okay, so now we have to go back.
And now,
Now we choose.
what's the sad ending? Just let the
Let time go by. Oh no. Oh my god, look at how sad he is. This one's only
Oh,
40.
God.
Oh my god, is it just 43 seconds of Timmy crying?
I think so.
No, stop. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Too cuddly, too
Too
close.
close.
Where is Yuno?
Standing behind the camera like this.
Oh my god.
Want to
look at these
receive my passion.
cheeks.
Yeah, and now she's watching. She
Wow.
wants him back too because she's watching through the window like a creep. Oh, he shouldn't
You're
go
just gonna
back.
walk away.
Yep, she watched him cry through the window.
Well, at least we know she's
Left.
not dead.
That's something. She's not dead.
That's what we want. The
Yeah.
Yuno only one.
Yes.
That's what you need.
That looks like, yeah.
Anyway, Yuno and BoA forever.
Forever. Bye. Well, that was an adventure.
A choose your own adventure.
I know we've already like spoiled some recs because we were gushing so much about the music in this episode, but do you have a specific recommendation?
I surely do, and I have two of them. First, literally any of the women's stage mixes. They're all incredible. Her ending ad-libs are so perfect. The way it cuts from stage to stage is absolutely seamless. So just Google BoA woman stage mix and they're all good. But my second recommendation is for a B-side off of that album, which is called Little More, and she did also write and compose that song as well.
Beautiful. My recommendation is the Starry Night album in a mix with Yuno and Changmin's albums because I think it works. But a specific song that I think is BoA's greatest song, you mentioned earlier, is off of the One Shot, Two Shot album, and it is called Recollection, all in all caps. And it's one that BoA wrote herself, and it is just so good. It's just got like that like emotion in the chorus, but it's got like a groovy beat and like I don't know, it like perfectly blends like the angst of a breakup song with like a drive-in groovy song. I don't know, I just really like Recollection.
That is definitely one of my favorite songs off of that album, and I actually think I have recommended it on the show before.
I think you have.
Like when that album came out, I think that was my rec. But it's very good. Double rec.
Double rec. All right, well, that's it for this week. If you would like to get in contact with us, we can be found at AMA Kpop Pod on Twitter and Instagram, amakpoppod@gmail.com for emails, 181-AMA-KPOP5 if you want to leave a voicemail, patreon.com/AMA-KPOP-pod if you would like some bonus content. We just put out our August episode. We had a nice little chill sit down on the living room floor and we pulled out all of our favorite K-pop things and squealed over them for an hour.
Yeah, I had a little show and tell.
It was a good time. So if you'd like to see that, you can join our Patreon.
P.O. Box 26096, Los Angeles, California 90026 for any kind of post that you want to send us.
Absolutely. And just a note, we said it at the beginning of the year when the book was announced, and some people thought it was a joke, but I need to be
Not
clear
a
that
joke.
AMA K-Pop Book Club for Jessica Jung's book Shine is not a joke. We're going to be very serious about it. The whole month of October, we're going to have book clubs going by chapters, and we're going to have guests, and we're going to do them live on, we're going to make this real.
Yeah, we're going to make it a thing. And so the month of October will be pretty much dedicated entirely to this book. So please head over to bookshop.org in order to purchase your copy. We're trying to wean ourselves off of Amazon, and bookshop.org has an amazing selection of books for all types of things, whether you want fantasy or this particular novel or anti-racist books, whatever you want to add to your collection, bookshop.org has it. And they make a 10% discount. 10% of your purchase, every purchase goes to local bookstores. So it's a great website. The prices are comparable to Amazon. Please use that if you're going to join our book club.
Yes. So look forward to that. And we'll be back with something fun next week. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Jonghyun, you're our inspiration.